Hey, boys and girls, let's jump straight into lesson 3, bubble 7. Okay, it says in Game Lab, it matters what order your code is in, and that's because computer programs run from the top line of code through the bottom line and they go in order sequentially. So it does matter that your code is in order as you go down. Okay, it always reads from the top to the bottom. Okay. So look what it says. It says new shapes are drawn on top of the ones that came before, covering up the shapes that are drawn first. Okay? So look, let's take a look at this. It says do this. Look at the code that draws the two rectangles. That's down here. The first is drawn red and the second is drawn blue. You can see that we have a fill block right here. That's red. Then we have a, oops. Then we have a rectangle. Then we have a fill color that's blue. And then another rectangle. So it's going to go red, rectangle, blue, rectangle. Okay? So it says change the red rectangle's color to green. Okay? So we're right here going to change this red color to green. Okay? So we did that step right there. Done. Then it says change the order of the code so the green rectangle appears on top. So let's run our program and see what we got. See, we've got the blue rectangle drawn on top of the green one, but it says we want the green rectangle so it appears on top. Okay? So let's see. Remember, it says this program is gonna draw a green rectangle. That's lines 1 and 2. Then it's gonna draw a blue rectangle, and the blue one's gonna go on top of the green one. So we got the green one comes trying to do this without blocking my face. The green rectangle is drawn first, then the blue rectangle comes and is drawn on top of that. So we want to reverse it. There's a couple ways to do that. We can either drag the blue rectangle, the blue command on top, and drag that other rectangle command underneath it. Reset, run. Now the green rectangle is on top. Or we could have just switched the colors. We could have just changed the colors and not moved any of the code around. Does that make sense, you guys? Either way you want to do it is fine, but we're done with this one. Let's push on. Let's click finish. And if you need to rewatch the video, rewind it. Go watch what I just said and did again. Okay, and try and do it both ways. Try and do it by reordering the code. Try and do it by just changing the colors. You'll see. As a matter of fact, I could do it right now. See how the green rectangle is on top? I can change it back to the way it was by changing this back to green and this back to blue. And now I'm going to have it the way it was originally with the blue rectangle on top. But remember, we want the green rectangle on top. So to do that, remember, I can just change this back to blue and I can change this back to green. Voila, let's run it. And we have the green rectangle on top, just like it is over there. Okay, if you need to watch that again, feel free. But we're going to go on now to bubble 8. Click finish, click continue. Okay, now look, we can draw different shapes. Yay, look at our toolbox. It's filling up. We got a fill command. We can draw a rectangle. We can now draw an ellipse, which is basically a circle, but it can also look like a football. Okay, or an oval. That's an ellipse, right? So an ellipse can be perfectly circular, like a tennis ball, or it can be more elongated like a football. Okay, I know my fingers don't do very good shapes, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. So look at it says, do this. Look at the code that makes the ellipse. Okay, you can see right here. We're going to fill it with a teal color, which is kind of like a blue-green, and then we're going to draw the ellipse. And it's going to be, and this one, you have to notice that the ellipses are always drawn with the center at the X and Y coordinates. So remember, the squares are drawn by the top left corner. Circles are drawn at the center. So these numbers, 100, 100, refer to these numbers right here, 100, 100 of the center of that ellipse, okay? And it says, add a new ellipse of a different color. Well, let's make it look like this, okay? So that golden color, that yellow color or orange, looks like it's right dead at 200, 200. So let's drag another fill color block out here, and we're just gonna type in the word orange. Let's just type that in there. Make sure the quotation marks are still in there. And then we're gonna draw out another ellipse block, and we're going to put it at 200, 200. Notice those numbers are by default right at the center. We don't have to change them. Let's click reset and run. And I think that looks pretty good. That looks pretty much just like that. And we're done. Let's move on. I will see you in the next video for Bubble 9. Good job, boys and girls.